Hey everyone, Kunik here, back with another Short Story Wednesday for you today. I've got some great stories lined up for you, so without further ado, let's roll for initiative and begin the stories. Story number 1. My first GM auto-killed my character. This was many moons ago, but this is my first experience with tabletop role-playing games. I was new and inexperienced at the time. My GM was also my coworker. Outside of this, he was a cool guy, and I do respect him. His idea of helping me set up a character is as follows. He handed me a printed off core rulebook and did rolls, and then left me to study. The next day around, me. I think I want to try Bard. Him. Bards are gay. Are you going to inspire through interpretive dance? Me. Okay, I guess I could do Sorcerer. Him. Yeah, those are broken. Most tables ban them. Thus, I created my first character. The first few sessions were okay, and he awarded extra EXP for entertaining him. Then there was the Day of the Ones. I rolled so many nat ones that day, it became a joke. From cutting myself with a toothpick-sized dagger to a spell hurting me. There was no confirming critical fails at his table. It got to the point I looked at him and asked, can my character take a swift action to curl up into a ball and cry? This got a laugh out of everyone at the table, and got me a lot of bonus XP. The next session is where the title comes in. We did a dungeon crawl, and were worn out. I heard there were some terrifying creatures down this tunnel in the cave as we were leaving. I asked the party if they want to fight it, and they say no. So I say I want to sneak over and just look at it. When I get there, the GM says you look in this cave, and you feel something land on your head. You take 1d6 damage. And 6 con of damage from the poison, dropping my HP into the negative below my now lowered con score, killing me. There was no perception roll to see if it hit me, no roll to hit, no saving throw to resist the poison, just this happened, now you're dead. We played a few games after that until a falling out between another player and I over in real life issues. That sadly set the stage for my future playstyle. So I may post a story about me being that guy, GM, in the future. Yeah, it's always unfortunate when your first experience in a tabletop role-playing game is a DM that doesn't give you a fair shot to avoid your first death. I get that sometimes it's not possible, but in this case, it certainly seemed like he went out of his way to kill the OP. And I can only wish that the player has a more enjoyable experience in his future games. Story 2. Deleted the server and didn't tell anyone. I was a part of a server of women and non-binary players with a few different games running. Every week, the day before the game I was in was scheduled, I would ask the DM and other players whether we were still on for the next day. There were a number of different time zones in that game, and because of that, sometimes the DM or a few players had things come up last minute, so the game would be postponed, and I didn't need to wake up early for the game. One day, I went to do my weekly check-in, and the server was no longer there. The game had been removed on Roll20, no message or information on why. I messaged other people who were in the server, and they say that the server is missing for them too. So if you are going to delete a server mid-game, please give your players a few days notice so that they can know why it's happening. Yeah, this is kind of a jerk thing to do, especially if not everyone had each other on their friends lists. You may not be able to contact those people anymore, which just sucks in general. So if you plan to delete a server, just give people a little bit of heads up, do an @everyone in the Discord and let them know. It's only fair to the players. And real quick before we go to story number 3, if you're enjoying the video and you want to see more videos just like this, please hit the subscribe button and bell notification icon next to it to be notified of my future videos. You'll be doing me a great favor. And as the last story was related to Discord, we do also have a Discord server that you can check out in the description of this video. Anyhow, onwards to the next story. Story number 3. You need to roll to break and enter. Playing MOTW, a game which is played by you telling me what to do, and, if applicable, I tell you to roll. Story driven, more than roll driven. Player wants to do a spell. I tell him literally 2 weeks ahead of time he will need blood, and he says he's going to get it by stealing from a blood bank. I tell him that the nearest blood bank is the local clinic. He gets very upset when another player offered to help him, saying it was his spell, so he was alone. That's fine. I make up solo scenes for the other players so everyone gets a little time. He approaches the clinic at night after it's closed for the evening. I describe all of the windows dark, how when he staked it out, he watched the employees lock it up, set the alarm, and leave. 2 obstacles. lock, and alarm. Just enough for it to be a nice puzzle for a solo scene without being impossible. Okay, I say. What do you do? I walk in. There's a sort of pause, and then I go, the door is locked. I break in. Okay, tell me how. I don't know. Can't I roll for that? Well, yeah, but your roll depends on how you break in. Are you going to smash a window, pick a lock? Do I have a magic that picks locks? No? But if you can think of a way to use an effect of your magic, he had this, I'm angry, but if you ask me if I'm angry, I'll claim I'm tired voice the entire time after I told him he couldn't just walk into a locked clinic. Like this was his solo scene for the session, he rebuked all offer to help. Why would it even be a scene if he could just walk in? Truly baffling. Yeah, what I get from this is that the player just didn't understand how the game was supposed to be run. And whether that's the DM's fault or the player's fault, I don't know. But that said, the GM is the rule maker, so he needed to abide by the rules that the GM was saying. And his failure to do so was definitely a little annoying, and I can only imagine what it was like at the table. My 2 cents is that he needed to just go with the flow of what the GM was wanting, and then maybe discuss it after the fact to work out any kinks and maybe help him better understand what was happening. Anyhow, that's all for this video. As always, the source of the video is in the description below, and there's also a Patreon link down there if you're interested in helping out the channel and getting some extra perks in the process. So with that all said, I leave you all with a few related videos to my channel in case you want to see more videos just like this one.